and 9 p.m. Yes, this okay. P.m. Nigerian time. I said, let me come on. But we have pick any one. The first one we have here is a bandit does get his virtue or lose wrong property and hate between us and our accusers, because the voice of our soul was loud. It kept ringing in our heads. True love must take its course. The course of swimming against unfriendly waves of a high and turbulent sea, customs and tradition. The sea of heaven. Mine was an arranged marriage. As a young NCE teacher, newly posted to a co-educational school, within I settled down in while I enjoyed free accommodation with my mother and my two younger sisters. Our father having died while I was in my final year in secondary school. Our only brother, the eldest in the family, was already married and living with his family in the northern part of the country. In the family, a room to myself and a small study. In fact, it used to be my dad's apartment, which my mom abandoned when the husband died. The room remained under lock and key for 2 years. The first time it was opened, cleaned, and used was while my brother was wedding. It was used to store. Eventually, when they relocated to their own flat at Aladdin Housing Estate, before being transferred to another state, I decided to pack into that apartment. I sought for my mom's permission and she gladly gave me her blessing. This home and my private apartment to me would be better than any form of accommodation available at school. I was the joy of the students, being very close to their age bracket. They treated me with wide adulation to my art museum. Go to your room. I'm live. Go to your room. In the school, I was the joy of the students, being very close to their age bracket. They treated me with wide adulation to my art music. To my colleagues, I was their happiness, the delight of my nurse, her housekeeper, for I did most of her shoppings, cooking, and laundry. But I could not, for obvious reasons, go to a room. For obvious reasons, complaints head to rural areas refused investment on discipline among us sworn into action. Various teams were dispatched to various schools on fault-finding mission. Most of the visits started in the rural community. The tempo and anxiety it had created and as it came to us. I was rehearsing my students on a drama stage we were preparing to show on the stage during the school Founders Day celebration. Stop talking. Ethan. While we were in the school auditorium, the team came in from the back door and watched the performance. At intervals, I stopped the actors and proper before the deans of me that the inspectors wanted to see all the teachers in the staff room. I tidied up the rehearsal and dismissed the students after informing them of the date and time of next rehearsal. And I need to go to your room. All the children go to your room. If I stand up from this video, I'll flog you to very well now. You don't know I'm live on social media. Everybody is watching me. Go! I said go to your room. The children suffered and became most unruly. Parents complained bitterly about the spat of indiscipline in the school system and the attendance waste of their resources on the children who were barely taught and ill prepared for examination, which in most cases yielded no good results. The complaints were not attended to until the state radio station carried a powerful and well-articulated news commentary on curbing on that Sunday morning afternoon. A state education board swing into action. Various teams were dispatched to various schools on fourth finding they visited the rural the temple and I filmed a low level event on a drama sketch we are preparing to show on the stage during the school's Founders Day celebration. While we were in the school auditorium, the team came in from the back door and watched the performance at intervals. I stopped the actors and actresses to effect some correction on stage direction and proper acting techniques. When the team left, it did not take too long before the Dean of Studies, Mrs. Okoro, called me out and informed me that the inspectors wanted to see all the teachers in the staff room. I tidied up the rehearsal and dismissed the students after informing them of the date and time for the next rehearsals. The interactive section with the team of inspectors led by the Director of Education started with a roll call of all the teachers by the principal. As each teacher was called, he or she responded by included qualification, designation, subject taught, and classes. When I was called up and I did as others before me did, the director called back and said to me, "Young lady, your name again? Joy Ikenna. Are you by any chance related to Dr. Ikenna, a one-time permanent secretary in the Teachers Service Commission?" I first shook my head before saying, "No, sir." "Did you say you teach literature to SS1 and SS2 students?" "Yes, sir." "What text are you using for English literature and drama for SS2?" "Julius Caesar and Hard Times." "Which is which now?" he asked again. "Hard Times is the English literature text. That is prose, while Julius Caesar is the drama text." "Who are the authors of the two texts?" "Thomas Hardy and William Shakespeare, respectively." "So, of what literary period is the prose text?" "Oh, sir, it is Victorian age literature." What character do you think interests your students most?" "Mr. Bounderby." "Why the claim?" "Well, because of his overbearing attitude. Overbearing attitude? Okay, Miss Ikenna, can I see your note of lessons? As I proceeded to hand in the notebook to him, he called on the principal to go ahead with the roll call. Joy is the last name on the list, the principal responded. That's all right, he said as he looked at his wristwatch. Well, there were two teachers we saw in the classroom teaching without their lesson notes. They should give their lesson notes to Joy, who will bring them to my office tomorrow with her own. But sir, you already have mine. What? Oh, take it back and bring it, and the other two tomorrow. But sir, tomorrow is Saturday. He gave me a piercing look through the frame of his pair of glasses. Oh, that's true, brilliant young lady. Do that on Monday then. When, sir? After school hours, but not later than 3 p.m. Okay, sir. As soon as the team left, the staff room became agog with teachers' impressions about the visit. Na wow, this inspection is pregnant o, one male teacher started. Who knows what it will give birth to? Another added, well, let them do what seems good to them. Yet another said, I was surprised that Joy was asked to bring her lesson notes to the board. Another teacher pointed out, that's one of the surprises of the millennium. It was good the director did the inspection of our notes himself. The other person, the woman among them was overbearing like Joy's Mr. Bandabai. Everyone burst out laughing. But Joy, you have really read books. You were great in supplying all the necessary answers to the man's question. Well, he asked for them, was my humble response. It is always good to know one's onion. That's the game called teaching. That came from the Dean of Discipline, even though it did not save Joy from receiving the sludge hammer on her head, the ban of lesson notes. I wonder what this I wonder what his findings were in the lesson notes. Suddenly, the principal walked into the staff room and there was silence. I want to inform you that there will be a staff meeting on Monday. Able to be present. You all were had in Miss McRoberts' office. I sat down on her orders to take my brief from her. Then she started, Joy, when you go to the board on Monday, Peter will give you a letter from me. Who is Peter? I asked. The director, I want you to be a good behavior. I want you to be of good behavior and nice to him. He does not mean any harm. I did a second checking and asked anxiously, is anything the matter, ma? No, she responded as she stared hard at me and then continued, Joy, let me prepare your mind before both of you meet on Monday. My mind raced through 1,000 and finally downloaded and assessed her vital. Oh, your touch. Oh, this life, I must do you. Okay. People, off the AC. Come on, off the AC. Let your uncle off the AC. Let Epka off this one. Let your uncle. Give me, help me with your touch. The lesson notes are to be in close contact with you. I'll use this cane on you. If I see anybody in this life, Peter is interested in you. The lesson notes are mere alibi to not know. I know get what he wants. What does he want from me? I ventured to ask. Relationship. Excuse me, ma. What kind of relationship would my director want with me? Peter is not married. So relax and feel free with him. Something good may come out of it. I am scared. I almost shouted. Don't be. A day begins a story. Now that you are aware of the mission before you, organize yourself properly and don't disappoint me. You may not bother coming to school on Monday. You could go from your place. No, ma, I will be in school. I have 3 lessons to teach and drama rehearsals too. Moreover, he said I should come after school hours. Well, suit yourself. Only be of good conscience. Reading doors were behind the sanctuary, decorated with blue, big, and black curtains. But what did he say? Backyard is open. No, no, I cannot give you light. I'm using it. You cannot locate your daddy's room to bring torchlight from his room. I'm using the light, and people are watching. The leading doors were behind the sanctuary, decorated with blue, beg, and black curtains. We sat in the front row, waiting the emergency of the anointed prophetess of the Lord. Adure, my friend, has told me so much about her and her divine revelations. I never wanted to visit such places, but her persuasion was so much that I decided to put my doubts under lock and key and give the prophetess a trial. When I left the principal's office that Friday afternoon, no other issue preoccurred my mind than the impending encounter with the director of education and earthly marriage, an earthly marriage proposal. How on earth would I accept the marriage proposal from a man old enough to be my father? Was one lame question. On the one hand, begging for a lame answer, and on the other hand, how would I refuse advances from a man in whose hands were the chances of making or marrying my teaching career? My dilemma knew no bounds. I was in that confused state when I got home, and Adure was already in the house waiting for me. My mother and sisters were away to the village for the weekend farming. Adure noticed my presentiment and did not hesitate over questioning me. Probably. I did not want to hide anything from her. I told her all that took place in the school, from the undefined inspection visit to the principal's matchmaking bid. Adure was the noise is too much. Adure was caught in the heat of my dilemma. She ruminated for a while, then turned to me and said, "We will see Sister Grace." Hey, I am live, so everything you are saying is people are hearing. Adure was caught in the heat of my dilemma. She ruminated for a while, then turned to me and said, "We will see Sister Grace." "Who is Sister Grace?" I queried her. "She is a spiritualist." "A spiritual what?" I almost shouted. "You heard me well. And don't pretend as if you never heard of her. It is the same woman I had told you of severally. Adure, you know that I don't cross the path of such people. This one is different." "What do you mean?" "I mean that there is no hidden agenda in this woman. So, to her we will go." "Adure, I will go nowhere. Look, Joy, when this woman sees you, she will tell you things the way they are, and it is you who will confirm the veracity of the vision. The problem in your hand needs spiritual interpretation and solution. God is using that woman, and your case can be different." "I am a Catholic, Adure. Can't you get that into your head? Am I an Anglican or of another sect? Spare me your dogmatic religion affliction. Oya, go to your reverend fathers and let them tell you God's mind concerning the issue. Eat and stop." I thought for a moment, and it was as if water was poured on my head. I sweated profusely and said to Adure, "I am confused. I am confused. Your confusion will end after a visit to Sister Grace tomorrow." "Are you sure?" I queried her intensely. "Come and see for yourself. You Mrs. You Mrs. Thomas, the doubter." "Okay, how are we going to go about it?" "We will go there as early as 7 in the morning. All we need to do is to be there in time, and the rest of the assignment is hers." "Rema, baby, what will we tell her the problem is?" "You don't need to tell her anything. Just present yourself to her and she will tell you the purpose of your visit and then what to do. Just like that, just like that." Is she God to read people's mind? That's where her gift lies. Well, if that is the case, we will go. Let me see how she is going to know about it. My voice and mind were full of mockery and misgivings. "Tomorrow will tell," Adure said in a final note. It's getting interesting. The story is getting interesting. So guys, follow me up. Adure and her friend Joy. Adure is trying to take Joy to a spiritualist. So let's see how it goes. Adure and I, after alighting from a taxi, walked on in silence along the narrow path leading to Sister Grace's solution mission. Between the road and the sanctuary gate, we met no single soul. At the gate, I whispered to Adure, "I am happy that we are making this visit before my meeting with the director on Monday." "Why did you say that?" "It will put me in a positive frame of mind so that I will not bog issues." Well, my lips are sealed for now. Immediately, a young boy came to the gate from the hut next to the gate. "Good morning," Adure greeted. "Good morning, sisters, you are welcome." "Is Sister Grace in?" Adure asked in a matter-of-fact manner, for she knew nothing. Sister Grace For she knew nothing took Sister Grace out of the sanctuary in the early hours of the morning, when she received most of her callers. "Yes," the boy replied. We walked in silence into the sanctuary, where we were beckoned to sit down and await the emergency of the prophetess from behind the drawn curtains fold. We waited not less than 45 minutes before a not ugly, not beautiful, not tall, not short, not fat and not slim, not young, not old woman, dressed in a white lace with a black headgear. There were only two of us in the hall. The routine was the first person or group that came first waited inside the hall while others waited outside. and took their turns to see the prophetess. She came towards us and we greeted. Adure introduced me to her. She looked at me intently and said, "Let us sing and pray so that the Holy Ghost will bear witness to your mission." Having said that, she started a song. I love songs and we joined in the singing. Till date, it beats my imagination that try that the much I can. I can no longer recall that song. After singing the song for 2 rounds, Sister Grace burst into speaking in tongues with the gyration accompanying it, raising her right leg. After what seemed a long time, she stopped, sat down and said to me, "You will embark on a journey, a long journey. The road is very clear and promising. That road will lead to your greatness and fame. You will be known and prosperous. That man will be everything to you: father, uncle, brother, friend, and head over you." I watched the woman of God as she made her omniscient and oracular pronouncement. It sounded like a dream to me, but her presence in the sanctuary was a stark reality that could not be doubted. Divine, stop. I kept wondering where the leap in the dark would land me. I on my destiny with a current wave of marital responsibility of that phantom. I hoped that the woman had seen clearly and was sure of her prognosis. Otherwise, I paused and looked round the sanctuary and back to the woman in a prayer mood. She continued to say to me, "Just go and do as the Spirit directs. Ask no question, for he who started it in your life will accomplish it in the way that seems good to me." That's the witness of the Spirit. Then she kept silent for a while. I looked her straight in the eye and told her that I didn't understand her message. She answered me in a more bemused and fascinating manner. "You came here because you want to know who is your husband." "Yes, sister," I responded. "That man is the one." "Who? Whom do you have in mind?" "That man is my director, and it is he we are talking about. Go, the way is clear now, but when it gets rough, the Spirit will make a way where there is no way." "Sister, I am confused," I muttered. "Don't be. Our steps are ordered by some higher forces. If our future was revealed to us in the present, none of us would want to face our future. It is better we take life one day at a time. Go, the Spirit will guide and keep you stable." "Amen," Adure shouted. I turned and looked at her as if I noticed her presence for the first time. She winked at me and indicated that it was time to go. "Joy, you can go now. Feel free to come to me as the journey progresses. You are on my prayer list." "Thank you, sister. How much is my bill?" "Bill? This place is run on charity basis. As the Spirit blesses you, if you remember me, you come and show appreciation." "Okay, thank you." I got up to leave. Adure whispered something to me. I opened my handbag and got some money and dropped it in the offering box, and we left the hall in a slow pace. Outside the hall, the small crowd had gathered, waiting to see the prophetess and know what the future held in store for them. I thanked God that we were quite early, for I could not have had the patience to take my turn. Back home, I was plugged into real red confusion and longing. If this relationship was to be, what would people say, was the question now boggling my mind. When I mentioned it to Aduru, she was annoyed with me. "Look, Joy, why do you hang your life on people's opinion? Can't you live your life and care less about people? Adure, we are part and parcel of our community, and that in the main intense people around us. Marriage is one life activity that is contagious to other people who may not be part of the initial contract agreement. Then go ahead with the preliminary until the contract extends to others like a contagious disease. Relax, young lady. One day is still far before the real encounter with Mr. Right. So begin now to treat me to the toast of divinely favored relationship with people on a high affluent of society. Adure. When did you start counting your chicks before they hatched? Just after the confirmation from Sister Grace, I am where God's favor is located.